The price of XRP is slowly grinding to the upside, showing a chance of a breakout to the upside. Now, if we go back in time and check the chart of early 2017 for XRP in a daily time frame and compare the price, MACD and RSI, we get something like this. So, which is really similar to that of what's happening now. Now, when we look at that and compare it with the previous cycle and this cycle, we can actually check what's happening and why the price is gonna break higher. Now, when we actually check the altcoin market cap to make sure that there is enough room to the upside for the coins to move, we can actually see this possibility. For that, we can actually talk about winner taking it all. If you see value in the video, please do hit the like, subscribe and the bell notification icon to get notified about the future videos. Now, when we talk about winner taking it all, this is an old statement from Brad, which is also pointing towards the same opinion. He is also having a similar idea. Now, when news is showing a delay for digital dollar, keep this in mind. ECB, the European Central Bank, is not slowing down, or even China is not slowing. It's actually moving aggressively towards the digital yuan. And I don't think at this point US will be slowing down. Now, when we actually move further with the news and updates, we have a lot of information and insights to come. Welcome to the Scientific Investor channel, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. Now, this is the first chart we will be discussing through, and this is XRP on a 4-hour chart. And as we discussed in the last video, we got a bounce from this support line, this green line here. And now the price is actually moving towards a small resistance of the smaller time frame. And if we are breaking through this, what we have to understand is we still have a resistance over here, which is the overhead resistance or the trend line resistance of this larger pattern. So if we actually change it and look at the MACD, RSI and the price, now this is for the previous cycle, early 2017. When we look at the price from the bottom of that pattern before the markup or the blast to the roof, the MACD and RSI was showing this. It's kind of diminishing my view towards the price of XRP dropping back to 0.1, because when we look at here, I was actually thinking that the price is going to come down somewhere here and retest these bottoms and then go above. But when I look at these, the MACD, RSI, it's actually showing that the chances are little, because when you see this bottom here and the price movement upside and compare this pattern here in MACD and this movement here in RSI, it's actually showing underlying strength that the buyers are already in. So when we compare that with the current scenario, the chances are that we are going to move to the upside. But that movement still needs to get a confirmation here. Say, for example, in the altcoin market cap, yes, I agree, we have room to the upside around 10%, but in XRP, we only have around 5%, which will be resisted by the trend line resistance of the pattern and the moving average. That's 50-day moving average on a daily time frame. So unless we break above that area, we still have a chance that if we say, for example, we wake up here, come here, and then move to the downside, then still, if we don't hold up this line, we may still come back down. But the chances for that are looking really, really low now. Considering that the altcoin market cap is showing that, it came above the resistance line here and then it bounced off. And now it is showing that there is room to the upside to move around 10%, but when we compare that with XRP, it's 5%. So what I think is that it will actually pump near 10%, come and touch this 50-day moving average, and then it'll be like a wick. It'll close the day with a gain of around 5%. So then it actually kind of correlates with the altcoin market cap and the gain for the day for both altcoin and XRP. This is a tweet from Real XRP Boy, and when you actually read through these, it really gets interesting. It shows the design of the XRP, the digital asset, and the protocol beneath that. Now, they have actually done their homework to target the massive industry of payments and settlements, which ranges around $450 trillion. And when you actually read through some of these articles here, what you actually understand is that the digital euro is being created. So it's similar to digital yuan, and all the central banks are actually coming ahead of this. Now, why euro is important here? Because Eurozone was in a crisis. Say Eurozone was being affected from the migration crisis of 2015 till now, with terror attacks and monetary failure, Brexit, and now the global health issues. So when we actually look at the Eurozone, they are kind of pushing towards this. And at the same time, who is the chief of ECB now? It's Christine Lagarde. When she was in IMF, she was a great supporter of Ripple, the company, and Circle. We have heard it from directly from her during many interviews and programs, which she was naming Ripple, the company. Now, if we look at these different corridors of XRP, say this one is XRP Philippine dollar, Philippine peso, XRP Australian dollar, XRP Mexican peso, all are hitting all-time highs. Now, why are these actually happening? Because when we actually discussed last time about United Nations pointing their fingers towards a global reserve bank, a global currency, now they're actually talking about global tax. So they're actually taking this really seriously, the global thing, whether you call it as a globalization effort, thinking about that in a shorter time, blah, blah, blah. But still, they are actually looking at it. And I believe that the majority of the countries, developed nations will actually considering this. But at the same time, there can be critiques for this. But still, this consideration, if being implemented at least 10 to 20%, say some of the countries are coming together and are merging their central banks, then that's going to create a global money. Because if, say, 10 countries are coming together with a global value, then many of the countries have to follow them for the trade issues. Now, this showing the all-time highs of XRP in different corridors were actually from Bultang Brewer. And this one, which we are going to discuss, is from XRP Crew or Status. Now, this video is actually a bit informative, because if you actually listen to that in full, what you get is like the idea being talked or discussed by the Wall Street giants. Wall Street guys are literally talking about XRP settling towards sterling, XRP to yen, different fiats. They're not even considering dollar now. I don't know the reason, but they're talking it like that. And if it's like this, it's going to be a reserve for the value itself for any cases. And the other guy in the video is actually asking what will be it backed up with. I've seen many comments in my comment section of many of my videos that they're saying, Ripple doesn't have any of backing for its value. Now, currently, fiat doesn't have any value. So if you're saying you have to go back to the gold standard, think, what is the total market cap of gold now? 10 trillion. So when we were previously on the gold standard, say before 1971, when Nixon took out in that time frame before that, the world market was kind of small, right? Now just, the US is $22 trillion economy, Chinese is around 14 trillion. So maintaining that gold reserve with 8 trillion or 10 trillion will not be that beneficial. Otherwise, it won't be 100% backing. It can be 50% or 25% backing of gold. So I think it will be, the XRP is actually backed by its own protocol, the security it provides, the privacy it provides, and all of which are not provided by any other asset which is on earth. Even if you include gold or silver or whatever, you can't use that for instant exchange, the value. You can actually buy something instantly online, or currently if you look, the prices is there and everyone is buying through online. No one is actually going to the store. So can you do that with your gold? No, it's difficult, because if you're using a gold card, that's like moving the value from one guy's name to another guy. So for that, the other guy also needs a gold account. So that's kind of difficult. But when you're using XRP, it's kind of exchange between the fiats, or the value is being moved instantaneously. Now, when we actually look at this one is an old one, but full of insights. It's showing eventually, if you actually read that, eventually you don't need to exchange XRP for fiat. That gets really interesting. Now, the chances for that in the near future, based on my opinion, is little, but anyway, I'm going to hold this asset for at least 10 to 20 years. Majority of them, yeah, if the price is actually pumping like crazy, I'll take 20, 30, 40% out of it for the short term. But majority of that will be holded for a long period. If you see value in the video, please do hit the like, subscribe, and the bell notification icon to get notified about the future videos. Help the channel grow. Reach out to more of our community members.